Wheelia Stevens once remarked that human nature is much like water. It takes the shape of whatever holds it. This same concept applies to people. Just as water adapts, you can influence others in similar ways. If used wisely, this can even lead someone to develop deep feelings for you. Robert Greene, in his studies on persuasion and seduction, delves deeply into these dynamics. In today's video, I will reveal 7 powerful psychological strategies designed to help you sway anyone's thoughts or actions. However, I strongly encourage you to apply these tactics with positive intent, not harm. The first strategy is to leverage scarcity to heighten desire. People tend to value things more when they're less accessible. In the context of love and relationships, by slightly limiting your time and attention, you can create a sense of urgency, which in turn increases your perceived value. Here's how you can use this technique. To create a sense of scarcity without coming across as disinterested or manipulative, it's important to strike a balance. Make sure you're genuinely investing time in your passions, whether that's your career, hobbies, or personal development. This not only enriches your own life but also naturally reduces your availability, making the moments you share more precious. When you're with her, be fully present and engaged, ensuring those moments are meaningful. Then, when you're apart, dedicate time to your own goals and interests. This approach allows you to maintain your individuality while keeping her excited about your next meeting. By embracing scarcity, you're not merely playing hard to get. Instead, you're living a fulfilling life that others naturally want to be a part of. This method enhances your allure, turning your presence into something she genuinely desires. The second tactic is to start small before escalating. This is known as the foot-in-the-door technique. It's akin to planting a tiny seed and nurturing it until it blossoms into something substantial. This strategy is effective because our brains naturally prefer consistency. When someone agrees to a small request, their mind starts to associate that person with a sense of agreeableness. Consequently, when a larger request comes along, they're more inclined to say yes again to maintain that consistency. For instance, if you first ask someone if they enjoy ice cream, a simple question, they're likely to respond affirmatively. Later, when you invite them to go for ice cream with you, which is a bigger ask, they're more prone to agree since they've already said yes once. This technique works well because it taps into our inherent desire for consistency. We like to remain aligned with our past choices, which brings us a sense of satisfaction. By beginning with a simple, low-stakes request, you pave the way for more significant opportunities to unfold naturally, fostering smoother growth in your relationships. The third approach is to cultivate an air of mystery. Psychology suggests that humans are naturally curious and drawn to the unknown. When something intrigues us, a touch of mystery can ignite curiosity and attract people to you. You can leverage this by withholding some details about yourself, rather than revealing everything at once. Consider yourself like an onion. She can peel away one layer at a time, with each layer deepening her intrigue about what lies beneath. Share bits about yourself, but keep certain aspects for later. Allow her the opportunity to discover more about your personality and life story gradually. This approach not only keeps the interaction dynamic and engaging, but also makes her feel more invested in you as she unravels your complexity, helping to sustain the spark in your relationship. The fourth strategy is to master the push-pull technique. This method involves creating a dynamic of unpredictability to keep her intrigued. At times, you'll shower her with attention and make her feel special. That's the push. Then, you'll change things up by pulling back and focusing on your own ambitions and interests. Whether you're working out, studying, or pursuing career advancement, this unpredictability keeps her guessing about your next move. When you lean in, she feels appreciated, but when you take a step back, it activates her innate urge to pursue something that seems just out of reach. It's akin to a game where she's striving to keep pace with you, which helps maintain the excitement in the relationship. This approach demonstrates that while you have an interest in her, you're not reliant on her for your happiness. You lead a fulfilling life with your own ambitions, making you more appealing and less easily attainable. The fifth technique is to create a triangle of desire. This strategy involves subtly highlighting your value by indicating that others also find you attractive or intriguing. People are naturally drawn to what seems sought after by others. It's similar to how when everyone is raving about a new must-have product, you're more inclined to want it as well. The same principle applies to relationships. When she observes that others are drawn to you, it enhances your allure. This isn't about instilling jealousy or insecurity. Rather, it's about reminding her that she's with someone who is valued by others as well. You can drop subtle hints that showcase how well-liked or admired you are. This will discreetly elevate your worth in her eyes and make her appreciate being with someone who stands out. The sixth approach is to make her feel like she's your one and only. This strategy centers on ensuring she feels cherished and like your top priority during your time together. It's not solely about your words, but also your actions. Pay attention, remember the little things, and demonstrate that you genuinely understand her. Everyone desires to feel like the main character in someone else's narrative, and when you offer her your undivided attention, and help her feel like the most significant person in the room. This approach strengthens your connection and indicates that you are someone she can trust and confide in. When you're together, make a point to eliminate distractions like your phone, maintain eye contact, and engage fully with her. This will help her feel valued and appreciated. The seventh tactic is to use mirroring and matching. These are subtle yet powerful psychological techniques that can deepen your connection. This method involves reflecting the other person's body language, speech patterns, or behaviors in a natural manner. When executed properly, it creates a sense of comfort and understanding, enhancing the bond between you. For instance, if she leans in while speaking, lean in slightly as well. If she uses hand gestures, incorporate similar movements without being obvious. It's important to keep it subtle so it doesn't come across as imitation. Rather, it should feel like you're in sync with one another. You can also adjust your speech patterns to match hers. If she talks softly and at a slower pace, adjust your tone and pace to align with hers. This creates a sense of harmony and comfort, increasing the likelihood that she'll feel a connection with you. Keep in mind that with great power comes great responsibility. These strategies are intended to enrich your relationships, not to manipulate or harm others. Always apply them ethically and with sincere intentions. Your primary aim should be to build trust and foster genuine connections, not merely to gain control over someone. As we wrap up this video, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the topics of persuasion and seduction. Feel free to share your experiences in the comments. I'll be reading each one. I may even highlight some of the most inspiring responses in a future video. And if you're interested in more candid insights, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.